What's happening, everybody? I'm just bored on a day off, and I figured I would do an updated video because it's been a while since I've done this, showing my movie collection, at least DVDs and Blu-rays, in the entirety. Now, this is these are all CDs, but when you walk into my closet here, we've got this side right here, and then we've got this side right here. So, you know what? Why don't we just... Now, this is going to be a little bit of a pain since this is like a double-sided thing, but let's go through it. So, we've got Pure 80s, the DVD, Video Idols, and Totally New Wave. These are just DVDs filled with 80s music videos. Let's see, you got All-Star Family Feud and Beverly Hills Teens. 2 DVDs of that on there. Going through the front, we've got some DVDs of The Who, including The Kids Are All Right, a bootleg concert from the 70s, and Who's Next, talking about the album. Then behind that, we've got all 5 seasons of the Brady Bunch. Got first 2 seasons of the Trailer Park Boys, Pawn Stars, Little Bush. This was a crazy cartoon that used to be on Comedy Central. Summer Heights High and Jonah from Tonga. These are 2 DVDs of shows from Australia. Got these multi-packs, Defenders of the Galaxy, Fantasy, and Flight to Nowhere. Best of the Cinema Snob, that's actually autographed by Brad Jones. Holiday, that's 70s Show. SNL 0607. Discovery Channel show A Haunting. Then if we keep taking stuff out back, got 2 Disney Channel DVDs, Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, Taking Over the Tipton and Disney Holidays, and then all the SNL Best of DVDs. I knew this was going to be a little bit of pain. Then we go back through there again. And then we've got all the old cardboard flipper case Scooby-Doo DVDs behind that. So, Scooby-Doo. South Park, Seasons 3 and 4. Episode 1 of Boardwalk Empire. I got that for free. Never watched it yet. Best of Cheaters. Angry Video Game Nerd, Volume 2, 3, 4, and 8. Stingray, Jeopardy. A bootleg DVD of all the Tracy Ullman Simpsons shorts. Then we got all these bootleg TV shows from the 80s that never got released, such as The New Monkeys, which is one of the corniest shows ever. Sanford, which was a Red Fox follow-up to Sanford and Son. Misfits of Science. Hardball. I absolutely love Hardball. Johnny Bago was really weird. Complete series of TNT and complete series of Strange Luck. And then whatever was behind all this. Let's see. And behind that, got my Family Guy collection. I don't have all of them, but you know, I've got some. Yeah, Family Guy, Family Guy, Family Guy. And the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. And Super Mario Brothers 3. I got all 3 sets of that. And Best of the 80s Magnum PI and Miami Vice. And here we've got all of The Simpsons through season 20, minus 19, which is coming out later this year. Mama's Family, seasons 1 and 3. Mail Call, Saturday Morning 80s Cartoons. And some of you are going to hate me for this. I got the Apprentice DVD. Used to say you're fired. I'm building my King of the Hill collection, so I'm still going on that. And then the Goldbergs. And then this is like DVDs of shows I had when I was a little kid. Kind of held on to them, so I've got the Dave Hood Real Wheels, some DVDs of that. Some Thomas the Tank Engine on the top. A shit ton of Arthur. Arthur's funny, though. You could still watch that today and even laugh. Cyber Chase was a pretty underrated one that I've always loved. And then, Kipper DVD. And there's the GameCube down there and GameCube Wii games right there. Not going to go through all of these. You could read the spines. If I have something interesting to say about them, I'll call them out like this one. This was my junior year of high school when I was in the 25th annual Putnam County Spelling Bee as William Barfay. So, just, interesting stuff like that. But you can read the spines. If you have any questions about them, just let me know. Should be pretty clear to see. American Hunter, I highly recommend. This is one of the crazy, aka Lethal Hunter. This is one of the craziest movies you'll ever watch in your life. Really cool documentary called An Unknown Encounter, the San Pedro Haunting, about Jackie Hernandez. That's got some cool not homemade, but good home video of like ghosts and poltergeist activity. First row. Going down to the second row. Bad Taste is one of my favorites. I absolutely love that movie. So you got all the best of the best, 1, 2, and 3. Don't have 4 because that one's terrible. Better off dead. Black Dynamite, Black Rain, Black Roses. Black. Not sure why I still have Black Shampoo. It's basically a porno. The Blob's coming out to Blu-ray soon from Shout Factory. I'm excited for that. I actually pre-ordered that already. As is Body Parts, I believe. And my Bubba Hotep I got autographed by Bruce Campbell back in 2010. Third row. Verbs the Burning. Very underrated YouTube channel, Captain Disillusion. Definitely go check his stuff out and subscribe. He's been going for a while now. But, you know, he put out that DVD years ago. I'm the unfortunate soul who has all the Children of the Corn movie, even though I don't even hate all of them. There's some of them I like. Like, 1 is good, 2 and 3 are both wacky as hell, but they're entertaining. 4 is actually my favorite one. 4 is the best of the series. It's the most horror-y. I really like 4. 5 and 6 are pieces of shit. Revelation is a very poorly made movie, but I still kind of like it. It's very atmospheric and very moody. Genesis and Runaway are fucking terrible. Never saw the remake. Christmas Vacation 2. Ugh. Clue, one of my favorites. You know, Cobra, Commando. That comedy collection right there. Let's see, going down here. This is another, like, low-budget 70s action movie called Cosa Nostra Asia. Once again, that one's crazy. Crash Course, a really cheesy 80s TV movie. DC Cab, one of my favorites. Die Hard 2. I still need to get to the third one. I really like the third one. Edward Scissorhands, Dr. Giggles. Then we're on the bottom here. This DVD is cool because I am actually on this DVD. This is a full moon DVD of a long-lost 80s horror movie called The Evil Clergyman with Jeffrey Combs, Barbara Crampton, and David Warner. It's funny, if you buy this, I am actually on this DVD. If you go to the making of, not the making of, but if you go to the world premiere documentary at Flashback Weekend 2012, I'm on there, and I was wearing my high school shirt, so literally I am on this DVD, holding my shirt up going, "Go Titans!" After I falsely talk the movie up. Alright. Here's another play I was in my sophomore year of high school called Figments. Let's just say we would never get away with that one today. One of the scenes involved me wearing an afro wig, and yeah, we would never get away with that today. Freaked is awesome. Let's see what we got over there. Fortress 2. I don't even hate Fortress 2 as most as it's nowhere near as good as the first one, but you know, I still, you know, entertaining. Funhouse, Funland's a goofy one. I'll get to the stuff on top here at the end, because those are like box sets and stuff, so. Alright. Future Kill is absolutely terrible. The only reason I kept this is because this DVD is really rare out of print. Gattaca is amazing. The Granny, this is a really weird, goofy, stupid movie. Great Outdoors is a all-time favorite of mine. Real Men Don't Eat Gummy Bears. This is actually a bootleg. I believe I am one of 2 people who actually owns the English language print of that. That's a really weird German comedy with an all-American cast, no less. Hawk Jones, I talked about that not too long ago, earlier this year. That's the really weird, like, mobster movie where the cast are, like, all 7-year-old kids. He Loves Me, He Loves Me Not. Now you look at this DVD and you're like, Ken, why the hell do you own this? This is actually one of my favorite movies in my collection because this whole movie just trolls you. When I was taking French 2 my junior year of high school, we watched this, and it was one of my favorite experiences, because it starts off, this movie, as I said, it just trolls you. It starts off, it's a really cutesy, rom-com, but then halfway through it switches points of view, and it becomes a horror movie, and it is hilarious. Like, especially watching that as a class, too. That was one of my favorites. If you don't mind, you have to watch the subtitles. There's no English dubbing of it, but if you don't mind watching subtitles, I highly recommend that one. Hollow Man's an all-time favorite of mine. Home Alone 1 and 2 are classics. 3 goes back to my childhood, so I do like Home Alone 3. I know that's an unpopular opinion. This piece of crap, hell no. And I never bothered with the 5th one. I watched it on TV, and I never bothered buying it. I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker, one of my all-time... I got that on Blu-ray. It's one of the few I own on DVD and Blu-ray. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is the movie that got me started on all of this. So everything that has happened in my life is pretty much because of this movie. Going down here. The King of Kong, A Fistful of Quarters. This is one of my favorite documentaries of all time. It's hilarious, it's entertaining, and it's cool. Billy Mitchell, who recently got busted and all of his records pulled for cheating, that's funny. It's my 8th grade graduation dance. That's going back to 2011. Let's see. Murder by Death, another one you would never be able to make today, but it's a funny one. Night of the Dribbler. This is one of the greatest movies of all time. Seriously, when you watch Night of the Dribbler, you are in for an experience like no other. God, good memories of Christmas 2015. My cousin Jason and I sitting there watching that. That was... One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, that's a classic. Another Brad Jones movie, Paranoia. I always supported him. Bootleg DVD of all the Platinum Blonde music videos. One of my favorite bands from Canada. Psycho, one of the rare series where I like every single movie. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Even though we do not talk about the remake here. Yeah, but Rat Race, I love. Real Genius. Red Heat. The Refrigerator, that one's got to be seen to be believed. Alright, going down there. Rewind, this is a great documentary. Run is a very underrated thriller with Patrick Dempsey. Very underrated movie, I really like that one. This is one of the worst movies of all time. And that's actually the only reason I kept it, is because it's like one of the worst piles of shit I've ever seen. Like, seriously, this movie, Smiley, this is... it looks cool, like a cool, creepy-looking killer, but you watch this movie, it is fucking terrible. It's their attempt at a social satire. It's fucking terrible. Some bootleg Stan Bush concerts. One from 2007, one from 2014. The Stuff. Who doesn't love The Stuff? That's a great movie. Summer School's a classic. This is an underrated comedy from, what year is this? 1970. Suppose They Gave a War and Nobody Came. It's actually a really funny movie. I highly recommend that one. If you don't mind an older comedy. Surviving the Game, one of my favorites. Love Surviving the Game. The Taking of Beverly Hills. Terror Vision. My high school graduation ceremony from 2015. Can't believe, and I just made this cover myself with just pictures of me and my friends from high school. Can't believe it's already been 4.5 years. That's depressing. Got some Trailer Park Boys DVDs right there too. Tracks. This is a very this one it's like Last Action Hero before Last Action Hero, where this movie is just a complete satire and parody of action movies and all that. And it's actually really funny and really wacky. Shadow Stevens is a great lead in that. I highly recommend checking out Tracks. And of course, Tremors. Love the first two. 3 is didn't care for the prequel. 4. One of my all-time favorite movies right there, Trick or Treat, even though these two do not, this is like the worst cover ever made, but that's one of my favorite movies with Mark Price. UHF is one of the funniest comedies ever. Love UHF. Alright, going down there, we got Uncle Buck, Used Cars, Vegas Vacation, The Vineyard. This is a really, really... I know I got these... There we go. This is a really, really, really wacky, stupid movie. It's not that good, but it's entertaining as hell. And the fact that it stars James Hong, you know, that just makes it funny. That's an entertaining one. Volcano gets a lot of hate, and I don't understand why. That's a great disaster movie. One of my all-time favorites right here, Weekend at Bernie's. And one of my all-time least favorites right there, Weekend at Bernie's 2. Whitewater Summer. I made a lot of waves with this one, because if you look on my channel, one of the songs that was made for this movie was a song called Paradise. And after 30 years of it never being released and people trying to find it, I actually became the first person in 33 years to track that song down. It's actually on my YouTube channel right now, so this movie has a bizarre accomplishment with me for that. Wild Hogs, a very underrated comedy. It gets a lot of hate. I love Wild Hogs. I think it's hilarious. Of course, Childhood, classic Willy. I need to get one of the special edition Blu-rays and stuff they made of that. You know, that movie goes way back. This is one of the stupidest movies you'll ever see. With Friends Like These. It's one of the dumbest things you'll ever watch. The Wizard. The Wraith I really like. I know it's a mixed movie, but it's got one of the best soundtracks of all time. And Young Charlie Sheen. It's cars, explosions, and babes. Like, it's a typical guy movie. These are 2 horror collection DVDs that one a former coworker got. And my Blu-ray collection's not that big, as you see here, but there's the Paul Walker Charity Steelbook of Fast and Furious 6. Vinegar Syndrome of Death Feud, aka Savage Harbor. That's a schlock fest. First Man, Get Out, Goosebumps. I liked the first Goosebumps, but I went and saw the second one in the theater, and that one was pretty terrible. As I say, I'm gonna get you Sucker on both DVD and Blu-ray. The Criterion of It's a Mad, Mad, Mad World, where they have like a 3.5 hour long supercut of the movie, even though the supercut is still missing footage from the TV version. But oh well, it's a Mad, Mad, Mad World. Legend of Billie Jean, underrated 80s movie. Millennium and Rotor. This is worth it for Rotor. Rotor is just fantastic. Mission Impossible Fallout. Night of the Comet. I can't wait to add the Scream Factory release of The Blob to all this. Prison, I'm glad that finally got a good release. I used to have a bootleg of that here. The Purge Anarchy is an awesome movie, and it's the only movie in the entire Purge series that's any decent. One of my all-time favorites, Shocker. I got the soundtrack on CD up there too. Spellbinder, another very underrated 80s thriller. I love Spellbinder. Tim Daly, Kelly Preston. Tag, I saw it in the theater. It was pretty good. It was pretty fun, but I didn't like the ending. I thought the ending, I don't know. The ending was weird. But Tremors 5 and 6, which neither... 5 is the worst. 6 is at least has stuff happening in it. And then, of course, I've got my Best Buy collection of all of the Fast and the... I'm a huge Fast and Furious fanboy, so I've got the Best Buy steelbooks of all of them from 2 all the way through 8. And then, lastly, going up here, these are all like the Digiview dollar store DVDs that were big in like the early 2000s, and most of these are laughably bad, such as American Vampire with Carmen Electra and Adam West. That movie is strange. There's a scene with a dog in a microwave. Breathing Fire is decent. Black Godfather. Dead Silence, which actually has Catherine Mary Stewart and Rob Lowe. Diamondbacks. Double Cross on Costa's Island. Dreamland. Dreamland's actually a cool documentary about Area 51. You can watch that before you storm it next month. Garden Design, Ground Rules, Heaven's Fire. Heaven's Fire is a Die Hard ripoff with Eric Roberts. Catherine, My Global Adventure, Volume 1. Parole Violators. Phantom Raiders. Row Your Boat. Row Your Boat actually stars John Bon Jovi. SFX Retaliator, which stars Linda Blair. Shattered Dreams, Ski Patrol. Ski Patrol is a very fun movie. It's an early George Lopez appearance, actually. That's a funny movie. Someone is Watching. I actually remember that one actually being okay. Somewhere Tomorrow. South Beach. South Beach is a crazy movie with Fred Williamson, Gary Busey, and Peter Fonda. And Spider-Woman, Death's Web. Got the John Carpenter collection, If They Live, Prince of Darkness, and The Thing, and Village of the Damned. 20 horror movies, all of which are no names. The first 5 Rocky movies. These Shriek Show box sets. High School Horrors, which comes with Hell High, The Majorettes, and Hitcher in the Dark. These are all like cheap Italian movies. Psycho Killer triple feature, which comes with Delirium, Photos of Joya, House on the Edge of the Park, and Beyond the Darkness. Zombie 3, Zombie 4 After Death, and Zombie 5 Killing Birds. Maximum Action, 10 movie sets. These are 10 of the most laughable... Oops, yeah, I want to knock everything down off of that, but 10 of the most laughable movies ever made. Packing Heat with Killing Affair, Stingray, Broken Reality, and Death House. It's worth it for Stingray. Stingray is one of my favorite movies of the 70s. Hell in the Family, which comes with Murder Mansion, Night of Bloody Horrors, It Happened at Nightmare Inn, and Legacy of Blood. Game Show Moments Gone Bananas, that's pretty fun. Child's Play 2, 3, Bride and Seed of Chucky. I don't like Bride or Seed, but let's see, Aerospace Engineering DVD, a Las Vegas video post. That's like a 2-hour DVD of just showing around Las Vegas. The Freddy Krueger MTV Video Hour was pretty fun. Mr. T's Be Somebody or Be Somebody's Fool. That has to be seen to be believed. Complete series of Sam and Max Freelance Please. Complete series of Sanford and Son. Garfield and Friends Volume 1. All 8 seasons of That 70s Show, which... Season 8, you know, everyone knows how terrible that is. I'm not a fan of seasons 5 and 6 either, because 5 and 6 are more about the drama of, like, Eric and Donna getting married. But seasons 1 through 4 and 7, I like 7 was like a return to form for the series, and then season 8 was just a clusterfuck. Miami Vice, the complete series, the Scooby-Doo celebrity movies... And Stranger Things 1 and 2. Can't wait to get 3, because 3 was actually my favorite. And and then these are all just DVDs that have been burned off TV and like everything. It would take too long to go through all those. You know, there's a whole other video right there in those. But so yeah, there's my updated DVD collection for August 8th. What's today? The 8th. Or is today the 6th? See, ladies and gentlemen, I'm a dumbass. I don't know anything. It's either the... Wait. Let's see. Sunday was the 4th. Yeah, today's the 8th. So there we go. My DVD review. So hopefully, movie buffs, you enjoyed seeing what kind of stuff was in. I'll have to do another one about my CDs, too, at one point when I get more of those. So, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen, and take care.